wanting more and more and more and more and more, and you'll think that you're going to achieve something, and it's just like a tunnel that goes on for eternity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to know, like, Brittany, like, how do you see this thing going? Like, do you envision that we are going to, like, how long do you think until people realize that the stuff that we're talking about has some merit to it?
Well, coming off the very optimistic take I had with the scriptures, I just have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
From the landscape I'm seeing, and I can't just go based on my anecdotal evidence. I can't go based on like, oh, I can have conversations with all these people, or well, what I'm seeing just in the country. Like sometime soon do I see like a trend of tolerance happening, or people being like, you know what, let's change the game. Let's start loving. I honestly don't see that happening soon, to be real. Because both sides, and I hate just doing the binary, but both sides want things that will never happen. One side, in regards to, I'll just say in regards to our racial climate, one side believes our race relations will get better if we just stop talking about it. If we ignore it, just ignore it, it'll get better. The other side believes that we will never really be a progressed country or see progression if we don't end racism. Neither of those things could ever be true or be real, no matter how much you want it. But the thing is both sides believe it can happen, and both sides think they're right. So with that polarization of the impossibles, I didn't realize how much people really thought. Like, I knew people thought that. But when you're like on YouTube and you're writing about it, and you're seeing it and doing journalism, and you see that narrative over and over, and people like believing, no, we can really end it, everything, we can end racism, we can do. And other people are like, let's just, no race talk, absolutely no race talk and everything. I'm like, you really think one side who wants racism to end is just automatically just going to shut up and never talk about race for this side? And does this side think that a side that doesn't want to talk about race is going to join the fight to end racism? It's not going to work. Like, things realistically will not change until there is a sense of common ground. And that's cliche to say, a common ground where there's a compromise happening. And this compromise is not going to be a 50-50 thing. It's not going to be like 50% of what you think and you think, let's merge it. You know what? If we really look at what's happening right now, and we just get out of our ego and get humble and realize that no one's God, everyone's human, no one has the full answer. One side might realize, you know what? We need to listen to them or them more. And it might be 70% of this side we're going to take, and then 30%. And then maybe it'll shift in 10 years, and then it'll be like, you know what? Now that things are going this way, we need more of this side's outlook on these things. And now we need to shift it 60%, 40%. Like, if we realize that both of these sides having different point of views aren't necessarily bad. It's like we all have our roles, and we all have our gears, so to speak, placed in this machine of this country. And if we can utilize that together and move ahead, but now we just are just trying to go past each other. Like, we just are trying to go past each other and leave the other one behind, and no one's going anywhere. So we have to figure it out. So I'm a cynical optimist. Like, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have optimism. But being cynical brings it to a level where I'm not in delusion, where I'm not like everything's going to be a utopia. No, no. I'm realistic on that, but I'm optimistic because this country we've seen it change century over century over century. It can change. But yeah, that's how I feel. Like, but I don't try to be overwhelmed by like, oh, it's so. I'm just like, just do your part, because everyone before you did their part, and look how Look at what you are able to enjoy. Do your part for the
Yeah.
next generation so they can enjoy a life better than you.